All right. So prone Shavasana to level the sacrum. And I'm gonna be right back, okay?
Okay.
Caitlin, roll to your side for a moment. Roll to your side for a moment. And then, do you have another blanket or a towel?
Yeah.
So, what I suggest with your other blanket is to make a threefold like this and put it under your navel. Okay?
Okay.
Maybe for that blanket's kind of thick, so maybe do a twofold. Yeah, I think a twofold will be better. Okay, put it under your navel. Now slide toward the head side. Come toward the head side 2 inches. Okay, and then turn your toes in toward each other. Internal rotation of the legs so that the back thigh spread. Okay. So after another minute or so, then we'll shift to Supta Harinusasana. So Roll to your side and have clear your mat and have a strap handy. And actually have a blanket and have that blanket that you had underneath your navel, and let's place it horizontally at the center of the mat. Okay. Okay. So sitting on that blanket, and maybe like slightly toward the foot end of the blanket, then lie down, and then once I'm down, I kind of extend through the heels and drag the buttock flesh down toward the heels, and so it's a slight downward slope. So the sacrum is caught on the blanket, and the sacrum is moving down. The blanket is pulling the sacrum down toward the feet. Okay, you can have the feet a little bit apart. Make sure that you are centered on the mat so that the spine is more or less parallel. So let's see, Caitlin, maybe move 2-3 inches toward the head side. Move a little bit more to the head side. But keep the buttocks down. You have to kind of drag the butt. You're gonna lose your pants a little bit, you know. You're gonna get pulled down a little bit. So that's just the way it goes because everything needs to draw down that back body. Now press your elbows into the floor and then spread the back ribs. Press your elbows down, spread the back ribs so that the ribs are not caught there. All right. Then from here, take the left leg up. So the blanket is giving your pelvis is putting your pelvis in a slight state of flexion, and then the right leg has to really extend. Okay, so this is in a way preparing the sacrum for supported back bend, and so leveling the sacrum. Now roll your right leg in and extend through your right heel. And then draw the left outer thigh into the hip socket, down into the hip socket. Pull the left outer hip into the midline. So bend the left leg slightly. Have a slight external rotation of the left thigh in order to pull the left thigh into the hip socket. But then turn the shin from outside in so that the knee faces forward as you straighten the leg. So it's a slight external rotation of the thigh, slight internal rotation on the shin bones, as you extend up through the left foot. Now hold the strap in your left hand and bring your left elbow down as you bring the left leg to the side. Elbow down and left leg out to the side now. And still a feeling of the outer thigh moving into the hip socket really strongly. The right leg rolling in, right thigh firm to the floor. And a feeling of levelness. Hopefully the blanket is helping your pelvis to feel level. Turn the abdomen from left to right. Press your right inner thigh down. Extend through your right heel. And come back up. Release the leg. And come back into Supta Tadasana. You can kind of refresh your Supta Tadasana by bending your leg, scooting a little bit onto the blanket, then stretching the leg straight again so that the sacrum is, you maintain that sacrum pulling down and into the front body. Okay, take your right leg up. And draw the right leg down into the hip socket. And the left leg turns in, left inner thigh down, lengthening through the left front thigh, left front groins. Sacrum level on the floor. and then the feeling of the femur dropping down into the hip socket. Like on the first leg, you can bend the leg slightly and turn the thigh out slightly. So the leg is still in the front position, but slight extra rotation of the right leg in order to get the right outer thigh coming deeply into the hip socket. Then the shin rolls in slightly as you extend the leg. So it's kind of opposite of the ringing action in Tadasana. In Tadasana, we'd roll the thighs in and roll the shins out. In this position, we're slightly rolling the thigh out, rolling the shin in. And the reason for that is to get the grip of the outer thigh into the hip socket very firmly. Keep reaching. There's a feeling of the right buttock bone coming toward the left buttock bone. Can you get that movement of the right buttock bone moving toward the left buttock bone? Kind of like a narrowing of the buttock bones here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, take your right leg to the side with the elbow on the floor, right elbow on the floor. You can take your left hand to the top of your left thigh or to the left pelvic rim. And still a very strong feeling of the outer thigh gripping into the hip socket, lengthening through the inner thigh. We're not doing this for maximum leg extension today. We're doing this for hip alignment and stability, for the relationship of the legs to the pelvis, to get the pelvis to be more level and more stable. Maintain the work, especially of the left leg, rolling the left thigh in, left groin soft, left inner thigh to the floor. And then come back up. Release the leg. Return to Supta Tadasana. Get a little grip, rolling the thigh in, extend through the heels. Okay. Let's roll to the side and come up. So have a chair handy. And let's do some standing leg extensions. So if you have a strap and have the chair against the wall so that it's not going to move. I have to go here. Okay. The strap is in your hand, facing Tadasana, arms length from the wall. So first, just stand with your hands on your hips. Lengthen the thighs. Lengthen the thighs down, front thigh down as you lift the quadriceps up. Buttocks down and thighs back. Take your thighs back some more. Press the calves forward as you press the thighs back. While pressing the thighs back, then press the center of the horizontal middle buttock forward. So there's a dynamic relationship of the thighs to the buttocks. Now standing on your right leg, start to lift your left heel. Be really firm on the right leg, right outer thigh in. Then bring your left foot onto the seat of the chair. Left foot, and the leg is bent. Okay? And pull the right outer thigh in to the hip socket very, very strongly. Pull your left outer thigh in also. And once again, a feeling of the buttock bones coming closer together as the right inner thigh presses back. Take your left hand to the top of the left thigh and pull it down. With your left hand, press the top of the left thigh down so that the hips are level. Then from here, put the strap on the foot as you reach it to the wall on the top of the chair. Now, if this is too high, then you can put your heel on the seat of the chair, like this. You could put a bolster on the seat of the chair if you want something in between. Otherwise, the foot at the top of the chair. Okay. Now here too, that left outer thigh needs to come down. The left buttock bone needs to come toward the right buttock bone, and then the right thigh needs to press back. The top of the right thigh, the right inner thigh, roll it back. Okay. Keep your foot there. Hold the strap in your left hand only. Right hand on the hip. Then turn, pivot on the right foot, and turn to the side. So now you're facing to the side. Does that feel okay on your hip? So pull your left outer thigh into the hip socket, right thigh back. Here too, have a feeling of the buttock bones coming closer to each other. Gripping the outer thigh, left outer thigh in. And the left buttock has to be engaged. The left gluteal muscles engaged so that the left outer hip moves toward the right heel. Draw a connection. So sometimes we use a strap here, right? We'll use a strap from the top of the lifted leg to the lower heel. So in your mind, create that strap. Then bending the left leg, bring the foot down, and then join your feet, turn to face the chair again. Okay, Tadasana. Now, lift your right foot slightly, just lift your right heel off the floor, and to test your balance on your left leg. Get that left leg to be firm in the hip socket. Then bring your right foot onto the seat of the chair. Take your right hand to the top of the thigh and draw the right outer hip down. Right outer hip down. Left thigh in, left inner thigh back. Here to see that the middle of the buttock, the horizontal middle of the buttock is pressing forward to help you to stand upright. Okay. Now put the strap around your right foot and then take the right foot to the top of the chair or straight on the seat of the chair, whatever is possible for you today. And then with your right hand, hold your right hand at the top of the thigh and then pull your right outer hip down, right outer hip down. Yes, but the left thigh back at the same time. Yeah, so not to let one action dominate, but the actions always need to work in partnership with each other, right? So the right outer hip needs to move down as the left thigh moves back and as the left inner thigh moves back in order to create the stability in the pelvis. Yes. Okay. Now hold with your right hand only, the strap, and bring the left hand to the hip and pivot on the left foot so that you're now side facing. So it's Parshva, which is the Parshva Hasta Padangusthasana. Standing side hand to foot extension. So here, pull the left outer thigh in so that you're standing really tall on your left leg. Grip the right outer thigh into the hip socket. Draw the right buttock toward the left heel. Remember, like if you had a strap at the top of the right thigh connecting to the left heel. So create that mental strap, and then from there extend up through the crown. And then bring the foot to the seat of the chair Now, does this hurt if you do this, Caitlin? If your right foot is just up bent, does that hurt? Does that bother?
Not, I think the straight leg was starting to bother me, but it seems better with the knee
The
bend.
bent leg, it's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so then just stay here with the bent leg for another few breaths and draw that right outer hip down, left femur head in. Yeah. Find that combination, that the appropriate proportions of the right outer thigh down and the left outer thigh in. But still, really, Caitlin, that left thigh needs to move back so much. Yes, that much, that much. Then keep the left thigh back as you press the right buttock forward. But don't let the left thigh move when you press the right buttock forward. The left thigh has to stay back. And this is all the time. All the time, the thighs have to stay back. All right? Okay. And then come on down. All right. So now let's do a little something with let's do some shoulder work. So holding the blocks, I'm going to use a thinner block. Holding the block between your legs. Stay at the wall. And then let's have the left hand at the wall. Okay. And then so now the block is to kind of keep the intelligence, keep the awareness in the legs. And so the inner thighs roll back and the middle buttock presses forward. As you press the left hand into the floor, into the wall, shoulder height, keep your right hand on your hip because that will help you to monitor the pelvis. Lean into the wall, press the hand into the wall, then turn the hand 90 degrees outward, fingers are turned back. Grip the shoulder into grip the arm into the shoulder socket. Now turn your hand, fingers point down. And then push into the wrist, roll the upper arm bone out, pull the outer thighs in and the inner thighs back. And that always needs to be combined. The thigh action always needs to be combined with the buttock action. They need to go together. Okay, release and turn around. Release and turn around. So now right hand into the wall. And then.
Can you say that again? The buttock action what? Does what?
I don't remember exactly what I said, but I think I said something about the buttock action always has to be accompanied by the thigh action. What did I say, Caitlin?
Yeah, it was that the buttock action and the thigh action have to happen together.
Yeah, they have to work together. Yeah, neither one can dominate. They have to be in partnership. And the proportions are going to be different for each person. So pressing the right hand into the wall. Now roll the right arm out. Grip the tricep and bicep to the bone. It's kind of a feeling of like wrapping the bicep and tricep around the humerus. And then the buttocks down, thighs back. Then turn the hand out 90 degrees. And there's a feeling of both pushing the wall away and then drawing the arm into the shoulder socket deeper. So what happens is then the four muscles of the rotator cuff engage. All four muscles engage and then bring that humerus into healthy, balanced relationship in the shoulder socket. And then turn your fingers down. Now, also, can you connect this with the shoulder blade? So as you press the hand into the wall, then the outer arm comes into the shoulder socket and then connects to the shoulder blade, which presses forward. Okay, and then and then come down. Let's do it one more time. So left side.
Closer.
Left palm into the wall. Do like 3 slow breaths on each hand position. Right hand on the hip, so that, and use that right hand on the hip to kind of gauge if the pelvic rim is parallel with the floor. And then, so the all 3 hand positions. And a feeling of pushing the block back behind you. Take that block back, yes, but then the buttocks forward as the block goes back. Okay. Switch sides when you're ready. Rolling the upper arm bone out. Pull the tricep in, the outer arm into the shoulder socket. 3 slow breaths in each position. Left hand on the hip. So with the left hand on the hip, kind of see if you can feel that side of the ilium parallel with the floor. Okay. And then release. Okay, let's move on to Dvipada Viparita Dandasana. So then have your chair or your stool or whatever you're going to use. It could even be like a coffee table with, if you have it high, built up high enough. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. And you could use head support. Let me see.
I've done it like this.
Yeah, that looks like a good setup.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay. So now let's see. It's even better if you're at a wall. Is that a lightweight ottoman?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even better if you're at a wall, because then you can press your feet into the wall.
Yeah.
Maybe get rid of the sticky mats in case you have to slide, because you're gonna have to slide.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Now pull it away from the wall a little bit. Good. Right there. And then have a seat. Okay. Now scoot the buttocks off the, and then do you happen to have another block?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Put it at the wall just in case. I'm not sure if you're going to need it or not, but put it at the wall just in case. All right. Now slide down, scoot the buttocks off the ottoman, off of it.
I'm gonna move it closer, maybe.
Okay. So the buttocks start off and come to your elbows. Come to your elbows. Okay. Then from here, kind of drag. It's the same feeling that we had in Supta Padangusasana with the blanket. Drag the buttocks away from the back waist, and then lie back. Yeah. And then push with your heels to get a little bit more of the hips onto the support. I'm coming up. Take your feet up onto the blocks, onto the one block. Yes, like that. Bend your legs one more time. Bend your legs, put your feet to the floor, and then drag your trunk 1 more inch onto the support. Head side, yes, like that. You have to allow the buttock flesh to kind of get pulled down. Okay. Now extend your heels. Try taking your arms overhead if it doesn't hurt your shoulder. Yeah, I feel like you're still dropping a little bit. Come on back. We're gonna adjust it. Come on out. Take a blanket. Come on, and then you can come up to your feet. We're gonna take a blanket, and so you could do a 2-fold. I'm gonna do a 3-fold, and put it across like that.
So it's
Open it up. Oh wait, is that a 2-fold? Okay, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. All right.
at the edge.
I think where you have it is good.
Okay.
All right. So now, sitting on your support, take the buttocks off. Come to your elbows, and then you'll lengthen. You'll drag the buttocks toward the foot side, and lengthen back. The sacrum will be on top of the blanket, and then the feet on the block. Push with your feet. That's better. Yeah, so that the sacrum is really lifted and level. That's better. And then extend through your arms. Now, is your shoulder okay in this position?
Yes. Usually this bothers my shoulder, but it feels okay right now.
Okay. Yeah, if it bothers your shoulder, you could put your hands on your abdomen. Okay. So now here, practice the extension of the front thighs. So rolling the thighs inner thighs toward the floor. Lengthening through the front groins. Broaden across the back waist and the buttocks. And then you can continue that feeling, even with your hands on your abdomen, continue that feeling of the tricep moving into the back of the armpit, collarbone spreading. So this position, this shape, can be taken in many different orientations, many different forms. And so we'll try a couple other things after this. They all have the same effect of bringing the sacrum, leveling the sacrum, lengthening the front thighs, front groins. All right. So now bending your legs. Press your elbows into the ottoman, into your seat, and then sit up. So for this next one, it's ideal if you have 2 bolsters. But if you don't, then you can do a stack of blankets. So I'm gonna do like a little pranayama bolster and then uh, 3 blankets here to sort of stimulate a bolster, and then bolster at the front of at the other end of the mat. And so we'll take a bhujangasana. Actually, this is a shalabhasana, locust pose. So it goes, so the thighs come onto this height here, and then this goes under my chest, and then I'm trying to bring the pubis to the floor here. The legs can come up, the thighs roll in. So it's a supported shalabhasana. Push the bolster forward a little bit.
This one?
Yeah. So that the trunk is more level, and then draw the pubis down. Slide to the head side an inch or so until the pubis is on the floor or very close to the floor.
Okay.
Take the legs a little bit apart and roll the thighs in. Does this feel okay?
Yeah, it feels really good.
Yeah, this is a good one, Shalabhasana. Now, you know what they do in the therapy classes in India, they'll build up the height to whatever the practitioner can take, and then they'll put a weight. They'll put like plate weights on the sacrum, and so it's a very strong pose. But this is a little bit milder version. But you could, if you had somebody assisting you, you could put weight on the sacrum. And then the height also is something that you can vary. You know, you could put more height under the thighs, more height under the chest, possibly, or less, more or less. This is also, I'll say, really, really good for hamstrings, healing hamstrings, not lengthening hamstrings, but healing hamstrings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and then I guess if you had a block or something, you could rest your head. Yeah, if you had blocks, blankets, then you could rest your head and be here for longer. But today we'll just keep the head up. All right. So now rolling to the side to come out. And then Setubandha, Chatushpadasana actually. Well, I guess it's more Setubandha because we're going to do it with support. So I have 2 blocks, and it's nice if you have something for your feet. So a wall or a chair. I can use the couch here. So I can start here, and then I can put the feet up. See, I can put the feet up in order to get the block in. So the block is going to be the tall height and the wide orientation. And then work my way down with the feet. Now, let's see how this goes. We can also do leg variations here. So lie on your back first. Make sure you're centered, and then you can elevate the feet, elevate the hips, and then pull the block in. Tall, height, wide face.
So the feet are going up?
Yeah, the feet are up to start, and then the buttocks up, and then the block in. And then see if you can bring your feet to the floor without any strain. Okay, and then this is a good place to kind of study your sacrum, because the sacrum might feel heavier on one side than the other. So you can even like rock your knees slightly, side to side, to the left and to the right a little bit. The feet are apart, the knees are apart, but that helps to kind of like equalize the weight on the sacrum, and also it's kind of stimulating the cerebral spinal fluid. Okay, then bring your knees back to center. Roll the shoulders under. Now try like a Baddha Konasana. You can even put your feet up on the ottoman and try like a Baddha Konasana. Drawing the outer thighs into the hips. Like, does that bother?
Yeah, it really feels like my right SI is pressing down a lot.
Yeah. So it sounds like, so what's happening is that the right femur in the hip socket, something with the either the rotators, the piriformis muscles and friends, or the adductor, adductor, abductor, or adductor are gripping somewhere, so that the movement. So just try this. Have your feet up on the ottoman, so that the movement is coming from your sacrum instead of your rotators. So now just do one leg at a time. Just do the right leg slowly. Go slowly and see if there's a point at which the pain starts, or the point at which you feel the sacrum shift, and then come back up.
Yeah, it's pretty much immediate.
Oh, really? So the moment you take your right knee out, then the sacrum shifts. Take your right knee to your chest. Right knee to the chest.
Yeah, it's hurting just coming up on the block.
Keep your feet up on the ottoman. Keep your feet up on the ottoman. Does that help?
No, it hurts when I do that.
When you put your feet up on the ottoman?
Yeah.
Okay. So come down, take the block lower. Take it on the second height. Wide way. Take it wide on the second height. How's that?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Now, with your feet up on the ottoman, take your right knee toward the chest. Right knee toward the chest.
Yeah, it hurts.
When you take your right knee toward the chest.
Yeah.
Try with the left leg.
It hurts a little bit on the right side still, but it's fine on the left side.
Okay. So now try the knees slightly apart, like Baddha Konasana, but pause if you feel strain, or pause when you feel the sacrum shift. How is that?
Yeah, I'm starting to feel it on the right.
Okay. All right, and then come on down. Take the block flat. Take the block flat and the feet on the floor. And then push with your heels, and so that the sacrum is moving toward the feet. Does that feel okay?
Yep.
Okay. Now, take your feet up on the ottoman, and try taking your right knee to the chest. Does that hurt?
Yeah, but I feel like I was able to move it a little more, but yeah, it does hurt.
Okay, now do the left side. Left side doesn't bother?
No.
Okay. And then try the Baddha Konasana.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel it on the right.
Okay. So then, can you bring your feet to the floor, or does that bother?
No, feet to the floor is fine.
Okay. And then push with your heels and drag the sacrum down. All right. Now you've learned the double buckle poses, right? You've learned the double buckle belt.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah, but I've only done it oh wait. I did it in standing poses and then I did it in Supta Padangustasana.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it does help.
Yeah, I would suggest doing that a lot because in order to get the stability of the pelvis.
Okay.
All right, and then from here, push the block away. Come onto your back. And so maybe to end, I have have 3 blankets and a block, and let's have the blankets rolled like this, so into this shape, roughly.
Okay.
2 of them. On either side like this, and then a block for your forehead. And then a blanket. You'll do a 2-fold under the navel. Okay, so this is prone shoulder shavasana. So the navel goes on the blanket, the forehead on the block, and then the blanket's under the armpits. If you have additional support, you could have the arms up like this. But if you don't, then don't worry about it. Or you could use blocks under the forearms, and then you'll roll to your side to come up. Bring the chin slightly forward so that the cervical spine moves from back to front. Big toes toward each other, heels away. Lengthen that tailbone down, front and across the sacrum. So this is a version of shoulder shavasana, prone shoulder shavasana, and in order to encourage the shoulder blades to press toward the front body. And the inner shoulder blade to move down from back to front. Still a feeling of the buttocks reaching away from the back way. So allowing the body to release into gravity. That's the advantage of the horizontal position, is that we can really be embraced by gravity, let gravity be our friend. And so whatever gripping or whatever asymmetries are causing discomfort, then letting gravity bring a sense of release. So releasing as you release the entire body to the floor, then ungripping the tight places, spreading the narrow places. And then feeling the movement of the back body toward the front body. The shoulder blades into the front body, but also a feeling of the cervical spine moving from back to front. And a broadening across the back of the skull. We hold a lot of tension in the neck, back skull region. So as the back of the neck moves away from the back of the skull, a feeling of spaciousness, a feeling of broadness, and hopefully a feeling of mental ease. Okay, so I will wrap up. You can stay as long as you want, and I'll officially end the meeting here.
Thank you,